started this project, and I realized some footage was missing. Making a pressing board. My wife has taken up quilting and needs a pressing board. Works better than the ironing board for like the bigger projects. I started by going to Home Depot and got a 4x8 sheet of 3/4 inch plywood and had them cut it into quarters, so it's 2x4. So it's just one of these. Just pretty simple, 2x4. And then that's it. So this is just me putting this together. It's been crazy time, so please ignore the beard that comes and goes. And my little carpenter assistant. Alright, I'll see you in a minute. I'm just going to round off the edges of the router. Basically just so it doesn't cut through the fabric. Okay, we had bought this from another project my wife was working on. It's queen size, so it's 90 inches by 108. If I did my math right, I should be able to cut just a little bit over 2 feet off of the side, and then I'll have 2 layers. Perfect. So let's see if it looks right. I'm just going to go with 2 inches extra on each side. I've seen a lot of videos where people do anywhere between 2 and 4 or 5, I don't know. Stretch a lot of canvas, so I think I can do that. Now got it cut. I'm going to lay the board back on it and start stapling. Like I said, I've stretched a lot of canvases, I've painted a lot, so I'm going to do it basically how I stretch canvas, just not pulling this stuff. Now I got all 4 sides tacked down, at least I can flip it over and make sure there's nothing crazy going on. There you go. Nice, smooth, feels good. Give you a closer look at the corners. They're, like I said, it's bulkier, but it'll cover up pretty well. And it doesn't really show on the front at all, but it could come to a problem with what I have planned at the end of all of this. We'll see. I trimmed the fabric. Did basically the same thing as with the batting, so and it's kind of crazy fabric that we picked out and had to negotiate a little bit, just so it kind of goes with what I wanted to do at the end when she's not using it. So now I'm going to staple it to the board. Also the same way I did the batting. knife is a little bit thicker, quite a bit thicker, so it's a little harder to work on the corners, but if I do it again, I think I probably will. I'll do a different corner, but the fabric part looks nice on the corner. But the important part is, how does the front look? Not bad, nice and smooth. Stays pretty sturdy on the table. Got some non-slip stuff that I was going to put on the back, so. One trick to find a stud if you don't have a stud finder is a magnet. There's a nail there. But stud finder's good. Grab a level seam, an even line, a level line. A couple 50-pound hangers, picture hangers, more than strong enough. And I know you saw me eyeball it and then finger measure it, and I was spot on, so it's okay. I'm gonna drill a couple pilot holes and then screw eye hooks in. There you go, one hanging pressing board right next to the sewing table. Clean up my tools, and there you have it. A few things that I learned. The corners are thicker than I intended, so I'd work on a different stretch around the corners. I'd also thought about building like a bit of a structure on the back, you know, like 1x3s or something, a frame around it, some support through the middle, and then you could be able to hang from that, maybe recess a couple hanging points there, and then I used picture framing hooks on the wall, and they're built to hold things really close to the wall, and the hooks that the eye hooks that I put in and into the board kind of stick out, so I had to bend the hook, so that's not really ideal. But for the first try, I think it's pretty good. Give you another quick look. So yeah, I said there's a lot of pressing board videos, how to make them. This is my favorite, obviously, because this one's mine, and it's my pressing board. Well, my wife's pressing board. I can use it if I want to, but she does a lot more fabric things than I do, so. But here you go. So, that's it for me. Have a good one.